Oh, hi there, welcome to a new video. So we're doing a writing video. We haven't really done a lot of these writing videos, and I think we're probably going to have to do a whole bunch of these, because I think we'll need to split the writing tasks into smaller tasks that make more sense. Otherwise you could just watch a big long video that's hours and hours and hours long with not much happening, and then you would be bored. I don't want it to happen. So first up, let's talk about this first story that I'm writing. This is a folk horror piece. It's got the working title Outstanding in the Field. It's not really important. We'll come up with a better title at the end, I suppose. So the inspiration for this is this is a piece for an anthology. The anthology is folk horror, and I got an idea for folk horror piece a couple of years ago, but I'm back burning it because I think actually it would make a better longer form story. So this one, we've literally got a very short piece. It's coming in around about 8 pages. We might need to trim some fat on it though, so this could end up being a six-page piece, which perfect for an anthology. It's a period piece. We're sitting in the 1960s, and it's inspired by the finds of Sutton Hoo, which is a big Anglo-Saxon burial ground in I want to say Sussex, but it probably isn't, and stories like Quatermass and the Pit, which I watched recently, and it's brilliant. So we can read through it if you want. Our first page, we're going to introduce the Dig and Professor Carter, and I just named her after the Professor Carter from the discovery of Tutankhamun. Henry Avisham. I'm not sure where I got that name from. Other than it's alliterative. And so we're starting off. We can see a Mini Cooper driving through idyllic country lanes, and we've got a caption of telephone conversation, sort of introducing the characters. Henry Havisham's called up Professor Carter. In panel 2 we meet her, and I've actually got sort of a character in mind. I'm thinking of sort of Pamela Salem's character in Remembrance of the Daleks, which was also a 60s period piece, and so she's been told that this burial mound, which is in the Fens, it's quite unique and it's big, and by the end of the first page we've introduced Professor Carter and we've introduced the dig site. Page 2, Professor Carter gets a ways out the back, and then we have a wide shot of her sort of picking her way across the field. Imagine it's slightly unsteady, the ground's uneven, there might be some mud and cow pats and all that sort of stuff. Outside the main tent you've got a large man that's having an argument with a smaller man, and there should be a security guard. So good if I could spell. There you go. Just so we know who's doing what. So essentially what we've got here is Henry Havisham, who's sort of the dig supervisor, has called Carter out to look at and verify some of the finds. He's got there and has found there's a protester in the field who's being led away, and Fenneman, which the name, I'm going to have to change the name to something else, but we'll work something else out. You must be a professor off the university, come to see the bones. Sorry, you are. I don't know about cities, a local protest in the dig. Normally the protest over there. Listen, Professor, you best get back in your fancy car. I mean, he's not seeing her turn up, she's driving a Mini, and drive back to your university. Don't bode well, as much of them has been dead. There's powerful magic in these parts, and you'll open the gates to hell like as much if you open up the barrow. Let the dead keep their secrets. And then Havisham's going, that's nothing you see. You know you can't be on the dig site. You come back again, I'm going to press charges. John, can you escort Mr. Fenneman to the site? And John says, of course. I better tell you that the security guard is called John. I like to when I'm describing stuff, I tend to capitalise that stuff, so I know. So, of course, Mr. Havisham. Oh, that can just be normal lowercase. So let's do that. I'm sure it's here somewhere. Lowercase. I'll check the spelling on that. Oh, Havisham spelled wrong there. So he's also spelled wrong there. And there. Cool. It's Havisham. Okay. Okay. Havisham. Thank you. Okay. So the guy's being escorted off, and he says, "You think on what I see, Professor? You open the barrel, you'll doom us all." And then we got the page 3. And now I want to establish a relationship between the people and the mound, sort of like how big this mound is. So Carter's going, why hasn't it been excavated before? And Davisham's sort of explaining most of the structures actually under the surface. This area was heavily wooded, and the surveyors just assumed it was a natural mound, but then the builders started finding artifacts and we haven't stopped. Probably don't need the since. So now we can cut inside the Fine's tent. Now this bit I want to revise because I don't think it worked. I don't think it's working from a story perspective. So stratigraphically, so when you have a archaeological dig site, you tend to sort of examine the strata of soils and rocks that you are excavating through. And the idea is, of course, the deeper you dig, the older the find. But what he's saying here is they're all at the same level. You've got stuff from 500 years between, there's 500 years between the earliest and latest finds, and they're all at the same level. And the idea was that we're trying to sell this idea that the site was being uncovered, being used for grisly sacrifice to the Mound King, and then being covered up again, ready for the next person like Havisham to find. I don't think that really works, and I don't have enough page budget to sort of really go into massive amounts of detail. So we're going to try and I think we'll need to rewrite that section. We'll come back to that section because essentially what we're doing here is we're sowing a seed and it doesn't really get paid off anywhere. So we'll work on that one. Here we speculate on why. So Carter's going, that's impossible. Older finds should be deeper than the newer finds. Well, why do you think that is, Professor? Why do you think this is happening? He's saying, and Carter's suggesting, shallow levels. The layers aren't actually that very deep. So he says, no, that means a lot of the field finds were just lying on the surface 100 years and no one walked off with them. The only other thing it could be is the artifacts are being reburied. But that's impossible. Could be that the site was protected from grave robbers for over 500 years. Who would be so important that the burial ground would be guarded? Well, let me show you. Now we're inside the dig. Imagine you've got a tent and a big hole in the side of the mound, a big tent around it, so as to keep as much rain off you as possible. And they've excavated into the mound. And they've now come across a large stone covered in runes. And Havisham saying, "How's your Saxon runes?" So Carter's, getting out some glasses maybe. Let's have a look. Cursed be the ones who disturb this sacred earth, for the Norns have woven their threads of fate. Let them be ensnared in the web of destiny, their path forever twisted and darkened. So Norns are sort of mythical Anglo-Saxon figures. And just putting together something that's slightly poetic, Whoever's buried here must be really important. Christ, it could be Redwald. Redwald? As early Saxon king, his tomb was never found. Well, it's easy way to find out. Let's open the tomb. And so we close up on a pry bar, leaving out the stone. Havisham hands Carter a torch. Go and have a look while I get a camera. So page 6. No panels in there, we're just saying that Carter investigates the tomb. Panel 7. Carter realises the tomb is that of the missing King Redwald, and behind her, sinister skeletal forms rise up behind her. The stone closes and Carter screams, but the sound is muffled by the stone door. And this is the last page of the story. This is the page I want to work on today. And we've been talking for 15 minutes or so. So Havisham enters the tent, and John, the security guy, is standing behind him. And this dialogue sort of doesn't really make a lot of sense. But what happens is Havisham knows what's in the tomb. He knows what's in the tomb. Carter's not the first professor to visit the dig site. And the stone gets sealed up every time. And Havisham's basically bumping off all of the other sort of professors and people who are Anglo-Saxon experts, and there'll just be one Anglo-Saxon expert standing. That'll be him. John's in on it because people leave behind, artifacts like cars. So I mean, the idea is it's supposed to be a very sort of quiet scene where the two of them are just looking down at the stone. So it's a low shot of them looking down, and they're just talking to each other. And sort of full of innuendo, but I don't think it really works. When I say innuendo, it's sort of a knowing wink. Oh, looks like Professor Carter's left us. No, she hasn't gone to a car. She's in there, probably being eaten by zombies or what have you. And he knows it. And John knows it. And John's sort of looking at him as if, you must be running out of Saxon professors, Mr. Havisham. There's a fellow up north, I think. The keys are in the Defiance tank. You know what to do. Yes, Mr. Havisham. And I think we'll probably need another panel there where we can sort of say, he can talk to the stone, talk to Redward, and say a few more. Just a few more Redward or something. So let's have a think about this. It's page 8, so I'm going to write a new page 8 here. Don't know how many panels are going to be just yet, so we'll leave them blank. Now. So Reverend John is following. Now it's very possible that we might not be able to sort of have John in the shop because you won't see him because there's a tent in the way. So we might need to revise that out. Havisham. Okay, so it's going to be our panel 1. I'll make a note for myself on this panel. It's a low shot. Havisham is looking at the large stone. It is back in place. Now, this is something we need to probably look at page 7. So this is a continuity to page 7. So the torch is on the floor. Beside the stone. Still on. Ah. So those shots, we can have John coming behind him. Everything okay, Mr. Avisham. And we got to panel 3. Panel 3. So now we can decide how I want to play this. It looks like we're going to have to put something in for Havisham to say that sort of implies he's familiar with the situation, it's happened before, and it's like they almost have a standard operating procedure for when it happens. Let's make sure it's in the right place, right name. Yeah, lazy. Mr. Havisham, for shame. So, yeah, Havisham's having a little of a joke here at Scotland's expense. And it's probably a coping mechanism, right? You know, sort of a gallows humour type thing. So let's have a little think. So I'll go to another panel. So this shot, I want to be a mid shot. So I want to get both of them in the panel. And then this one, we'll go panel 4. We might do a close-up. Intruders, I'll do for now. I want a still panel here. Wide mid shot. And I want the same shot again. I want this to act like there's a bit of moment of silence. won't be that many Saxon experts left in the country. Just me. Just a fella in Leeds and me. That's it, it'll be just you. And we'll do a new panel here. I'm going to change the paneling on this one because I don't want 7 panels. 6 is pushing it, to be honest. 5 I would like, but we'll change the numbering and we'll refactor some of this down. That's the hope, John, to be the best in fuel. Car keys are in the fines tent. You know to do. Yes. Yes, Mr. Havisham. Okay, so that's the last shot. Okay, so let's work this up a little bit. Okay. Low shot is look at the thing. I want to move this dialogue into this one here. So there's a mid shot of them. We don't need that. Change that becomes panel 4, that becomes panel 5, and that becomes panel 6. It's a bit better. 7 was just too many panels on this page. I want the comic book, I want the page to breathe a little bit. So this wide shot here is perfect to give a bit of pause for cause. John saying that. John's complicit in the evil. He's going to be disposing of the car. So this page now enters the tent. John's following. We might not see John, so we're going to work around that. So Havisham look at the large stone, it's back in place. The torch on the floor beside the stone, still on. If you look, Mr. Havisham. Oh, it looks like Redwood's having himself another snack. Or maybe John should say something. can't be many Saxon experts left in the country. There's just a fellow in Leeds, and me, and so little but just you. Well, that's the hope, John, to be the best in my field. The car keys in the fine stand, you know what to do. Yes, Mr. Havisham. And I think that will do it. Okay, so I'm quite liking that at page 8. We have got, what, 6 panels? 6 panels. We get a bit of pause. We get the idea that they actually are knowing what's going on here. Because some of the feedback was they weren't sure if they were facilitating it or not, and they totally are facilitating it. So we can get rid of that page 8. Replace it with this page 8. Great. Okay. So this is the first bit we're going to do. I'm going to rewrite, or I'm going to look at this bit. This bit, and we shall see if it needs rewriting, or if it's just something we can leave for people to infer. Okay, this video's gone on long enough. In the meantime, if you've got, as I usually always say, if you've got a question, ask it in the comments. We'll find out the answers together. In the meantime, like, comment, share, subscribe, and all of that good stuff. And we'll see you in the next video. Okay, take care now. Right, bye.